From Washington is Christopher Cadelago. He's a White House reporter for Politico. Chris, thanks a lot for joining us.
Thank you.
Is there any precedent for this type of decision, and what justification is the White House providing now?
You know, like so many things that have come out of this White House, this does not appear to have a precedent. And we've seen this time and again where folks who have come out and spoken out against this president, we just saw a number of these same folks talking about the danger in his meeting with Vladimir Putin. And now, of course, we're seeing the White House come out and talk about how they need to come in and take these clearances. The big question is, will they follow through here? We've already heard, I think, from at least a couple of these folks who have come out through a spokesperson and said they don't have a clearance. We do also know that this came at a time where Donald Trump was facing a whole bunch of scrutiny over his meeting with Vladimir Putin. So, if anything, this has certainly changed the story, and this is what we're all talking about now.
Kentucky Senator Rand Paul said he would ask the president to revoke the security clearance of former CIA Director John Brennan. Are there any other lawmakers getting involved with this issue?
Well, we know Paul has come out and said that. And the thing about Paul is he's talking about somebody who very soon after Donald Trump had the joint press conference in Helsinki with Vladimir Putin, tweeted that this is Brennan tweeted that this was potentially treasonous. So these are people who have been very, very critical of Donald Trump. And the fact that they are being challenged by the administration and challenged by some of the president's allies in this area is not a huge surprise. The question is, are they really profiting in any way, or are they out there as spokespeople of sorts and experts in various areas just sharing their opinions?
If we can, I want to talk about the exchange between President Trump and Iranian Foreign Minister Javad Zarif. President Trump warned the country after remarks by Iran's president. Now, Zarif then responded to President Trump with a tweet that said in part, quote, "Color us unimpressed." What's the White House strategy here, and what do you think of that exchange?
This is also not necessarily a surprise. We saw when the North Korean leader Kim Jong-un came out and challenged the U.S. President Donald Trump, and the folks around him said he was going to meet fire with fire. He had a similar tweet at the time saying that he was going to come down like no one ever had before. This tweet is receiving some criticism from some Trump critics, including Democrats, who are saying that this was done as sort of an attempt to change the focus and change the script from all of the attention on the Vladimir Putin meeting. And so the criticism of this one is not so much there are some folks calling it unpresidential, but I think more of the criticism, especially the criticism on the Hill, is focusing on the idea that President Donald Trump is trying to flip the script and kind of move on and change the topic.
All right, Chris, you mentioned North Korea last year. The president attacked North Korea on Twitter, and then a month ago had what he said was a successful summit with Kim Jong-un. Does the White House feel anyway that the strategy of being tough towards a country and then trying to meet with their leader works?
I think they would say it works. I think they point to North Korea. They say that he's already the overtures that have been made and the agreement that was signed, that he's working towards something that no president has done before. That's very much from the perspective of the White House. Now, folks on the other side would say that you know, this is not the way to do diplomacy, particularly through tweets, but also sort of this really tough talk and ratcheting things up with a power in the Middle East is not necessarily the way to go. Now, it is classic Donald Trump.
All right, let's skip ahead in time, if we can. You have a piece out Monday that discusses the opposition research being done on some of the president's potential 2020 challengers. What do we know about the group that is conducting this research, and who are the candidates, most importantly, that they think might present the biggest challenge to the president?
So we did a piece on the group America Rising. This is a opposition research group that was really founded to focus on Democrat Hillary Clinton in the 2016 election. They had been working on that for 3 years. They had filed all kinds of Freedom of Information Act requests, really dug into her work at the State Department, and they would share sort of tidbits here and there with reporters. They would put things on TV and online. And so now they're looking at this massive potential field of Democratic contenders that are going to take on Donald Trump. And I would say the focus early on is certainly on folks in the Senate. You have senators like Elizabeth Warren, Kamala Harris, Cory Booker, Kristen Gillibrand. These are really sort of the front runners in that field. And then you have a bunch of business folks like Howard Schultz, Mark Cuban, even some activists like Tom Steyer. There are some governors out there, including Andrew Cuomo. So you have a number of names, and they're really trying to get out there and raise money and create what are called opposition research books. And these are basically compendiums that include all of the sort of what they would say are damaging information on these candidates. And the goal is obviously to kind of get them to beat each other up and create a smooth lane for Donald Trump's reelection.
All right, Christopher Cadelago, thank you so much.
Thank you.